What's nice about the barrel cactus is the fruit doesn't have any glaucids on them, so there's no thorns at all. They're nice and smooth. Now, you know, we don't want to eat, you know, every barrel cactus fruit we find because we want them to propagate. But this is your dessert when you're out doing survival. So I love taking these things and I'll just put them in the hot coals of my fire and kind of bake them a little bit. And they taste like lemon poppy seed cakes to me. The fruits, I'll go ahead and just kind of cut open. You can see the black seeds when I open it up. So there's your black seeds, and that's your poppy seed part. And then the fruit itself has a really kind of lemony flavor to it. So between the crunchy poppy seeds and the lemon flavor, you got yourself a really nice dessert. So here's the mesquite tree. So usually you'll see in the summertime, you'll see tons of these pods covering the tree. It looks like Christmas tree ornaments. And so we'll take the pods and you can actually just suck on them when they're yellow. You don't want to eat these things when they're green because they'll give you the runs. So it is a laxative. But you can actually, one of my favorite things to do with the mesquite pods is I'll boil them in water and kind of make like a kind of a honey tasting syrup. And especially when we're out in the field and people are getting worn down, this is kind of like little candy, like a stick of candy. Another thing you can do with the pods is we'll roast them. You can actually toast them into the oven, or we'll make baskets where kind of like a plated tray basket. And we'll take hot stones from the fire, put it onto the basket, and kind of sift these things out and toast them. And when you toast them, you get a lot of the sugars more available to you, and it also kills any of the bugs that are in there. Then once you toast it, the natives would grind them up. There's a lot of post holes in this area. Usually wherever you see a boulder where there's a lot of mesquite, you'll see a post hole. And what they were doing is they were processing the mesquites and then they were pounding them out into a powder. And so I brought some of the powder, and it's super sweet. So this is kind of what it looks like when it's all finished. And it tastes a lot like kind of a cinnamon honey flavor. There's a lot of sugar in this. It's actually 30% simple sugars. It's really easy for your body to assimilate, and it's actually really healthy for you. There's a lot of magnesium and iron in this as well. Really hard to misidentify, especially down here in the Sonoran Desert. It has very ovate leaves. They're very nice and smooth. Look at all these flowers. So these flowers are gonna produce a fruit, and I happen to have the fruit in my hands. So here's 3 of them. They, when the flower starts to create a shell around the fruit, you can actually pick them and you can eat them. This is called jojoba. And a lot of people recognize jojoba is what's in shampoos and makeup and that sort of thing. It actually comes from this nut. So the nut has a lot of kind of heavy oils in it. Now people also nickname it the bitter almond because it has kind of a bitter flavor to it. I love eating these things. I've heard rumors that, you know, you shouldn't eat too many because it can clog up your liver. But trust me, I mean, I've literally lived off of these things for weeks, you know. So the jojoba nuts will come out in the summertime. And it can also depend on how wet the environment is. So look at all this food, you know, this is 3 of them right there. Dang. But when they're ripe, look at all these flowers. Every one of these flowers is gonna have one of these nuts if it gets fertilized. So I'll put my hat underneath these bushes and just start shaking them. And I could get my whole hat full of these things.